Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. Thought I'd give a quick update on where we are with my truck today. As you can tell, I'm still sitting at home. It's now May 17th. Um, I brought my truck in the shop about 3.5 weeks ago for a rear main seal and a clutch job. Um, and in the process of the shop putting the transmission, connecting it back to the motor, back to the engine, they cracked my clutch housing, which is a bell housing, or what was the other term I heard? I've heard clutch housing, that's what Matt calls it, bell housing, and flywheel housing. And what happened was when the technician was torquing down the bolts, I have these clips. There's 4 clips that go around the housing. One of those clips slipped and caused a gap in between my transmission and engine. And when he torqued it down, it cracked the bell housing. So, make a long story short, on Friday, I sent the bell housing to a welding shop, and they TIG welded the crack for me, the little fracture that was in the bell housing. So they got the part back late Friday night, and when they were going to put it back onto the truck, the transmission again, they realized that when the tech was torquing down the bolt and the clip slipped, I have little springs that sit behind those clips. One of those springs broke as well, and the tech didn't tell the guy that is handling this deal for me that one of those springs broke. So what those springs do is they sit behind the clip, and those springs and clip are designed to absorb all the shock and all the stress that is put onto the bell housing, because the bell housing is aluminum. So it needs to have a way to absorb all the pressure that it's under when the truck's running down the road. Make a long story short, I went to hardware stores, I called automotive places. A spring about this big was nowhere in the state of Minnesota. I did find one in Chicagoland area, and they were going to overnight it here. Now, this was yesterday, Monday. Today's Tuesday. So hopefully the shop gets the spring today, and they can put everything back together, and I can get my truck back late afternoon, early evening, and can be back on the road tomorrow. But yeah, that's a short update at where we're at. I'm still broke down, still waiting for my truck to get fixed. I have had multiple breakdowns in the first quarter of 2022. I had a big one in Virginia where the shop didn't do what I asked them to do, and they did a bunch of other things. And I've kind of ran into the same problem here. Now, I will say this. The shop that my truck is at right now, minus the fact that they broke a part, actually 2 parts now, they have been very professional in taking care of the problem that they have created. The problem is parts. Parts are hard to come by these days, and I would highly suggest, if you're thinking about becoming an owner-operator or are new to being an owner-operator, be ready for things that are out of your control. And one of those things that is out of your control is the availability of parts. You could be sitting for a long time for a simple clip and a simple spring. I mean, like I said, I had to call a shop in Chicago. There was no shop in the state of Minnesota that had a little spring. So just be aware of those things. I hope I'm back on the road in the next day or two, and yeah, I can start making some money and hopefully recoup all the money I've been spending lately. I'll give a full breakdown of how much this cost me after I pay my final bill. I will also say the shop is taking responsibility, paying for new parts for me, not charging me labor. Like I said, after they broke 2 parts, they've been very professional. But, I don't understand how shops are breaking parts, but that's just trucking, right? So, anyways, hope everybody has a great day. And until next time, you know what it is. Keep on trucking.